Hi, this is Elena, and today's video got triggered by conversation with a friend. Hmm, whatever creates more limitations is definitely not the way, not the path. We are talking about a session, we are talking about improving our lifestyles, our habits, about how we can be more ourselves in every aspect of whatever that is. And there used to be a trend of staying away from sugar. And this was a channel message from Galactic Guides and how to improve our lives and food and nutrition and how to be more purified in every aspect of ourselves. And we forget the most important of all, that I need sugar because there's something else that I don't receive. So I receive it through food, through sugar. I smoke, for example, and many judge that. And I'm not supposed to be smoking if I want to get into the fifth dimension. Yes, but you're smoking because you're transmuting a lot, because there are things that are toxic in your environment and you can't do anything else at the moment. Just go with the flow of things and you can't completely change a house, a city, your country even, and you have to stay in an environment that doesn't support you in the way you need it. And you acknowledge that, you recognize that, yet you can't do anything about it. Not that you are imprisoned in that space, but this is what the path is at the moment. So for me, and I have to make it super clear because many people believe that I have to change my bad negative habits in order to be something of higher frequency. And then I will call all of it BS and excuse my friends, but this is how it goes, literally. Whatever creates more limitations, whatever makes me feel lack of, that I'm not good enough, that I'm doing something wrong to myself or the society or the collective or my family or this or that, that alone creates more limitations, more blockages, more challenges to overcome. And because we have grown to be in a community, in a society, in an environment, even globally through online videos like this one, and because the knowledge is coming out, psychology, wisdom that we channel from our guides, wisdom that we awaken from within, and everything else, we come into a space of believing that, oh, I have to be this better version of myself constantly in order to be of high frequency. And that gets me agitated for many reasons because that's not the way it goes. I'm holding on to a bad habit or what is considered as a bad habit because there is a reason for me. And if I don't embrace that, if I don't go along with that, and if I become the punisher of my own self, or I start blaming myself for everything that goes wrong in my life, or for my choices, the choices I've made in the past, or even the choice of my family where I incarnated into. That's not okay. Yes, that is a step of the accession process of entertaining all of this in order to find yourself, to come out to the other side and figure out, you know what? Honor that, respect it, honor yourself, honor your choices, respect that there are reasons you don't see why you chose this and that in your life, and you have to find that inner balance, inner gratitude for your own wisdom that you may not be aware of as of yet, and you will be aware future wise of that. If you don't entertain those and you stay in that vibration of self torturing vibration, of blaming yourself about everything, feeling that you're gonna miss out of something important, something of high frequency, and that you won't be able to make it to the fifth dimension, which is we are there, but we are more than that, and we don't even understand it yet. We are not even aware of it, which is what creates everything else around us. So, if you are creating more limitations to yourself, be aware of it. That is a game changer. Be aware that this is one more limitation that is created now from my own perception, not even from, how can I say that? Yes, we have been told a lot of things by others that we think they know more than us. That is part of the process of the assessment, how to not take everyone's words in and how to honor your own truth, your own feelings, your own sensations, your own needs and desires, and those bad habits. And then we come into a space of not staying in that frequency of self torture, of, yes, I have to stop that bad habit. No, you don't. Not at the moment, not because it is a bad habit. You have to stop it if you feel it because you want something better for yourself and you're creating a momentum for yourself in your lifestyle choices and so on and so forth. But it's not a necessary obligatory thing in order to get to the 5D. When something goes down, I have to do this, stop this, change that in order to get somewhere else in a higher frequency, in something better, blah, blah, blah. That on its own creates more limitations and conditionings that you will inevitably have to break through and get into a space of recognizing how we are creating on our own these things. Now, there's something more I need to share with that. Limitations are created either by our own beliefs or by others. But your path, your way in the assessment process is unique. Yes, similar to many others, absolutely yes. This is why we have this amazing collective energy because we have similarities, or else we wouldn't be meeting up in this lifetime, not even through a distance or through online videos, not at all. Our realities wouldn't collapse with each other. Yet you have to find what makes yourself feel freed, liberated by these conditionings and limitations. And it's not a matter of if I do this, if I do that, if I do the other thing, if I succeed in that, I will be in something of higher frequency or else I won't make it. That's not how it works. I'm sorry to break that. Actually, I'm not. And you know how I'm saying this. But for me, there's one phrase that keeps coming up the late few weeks: break the rules, break the rules. We have gone into spiritual communities believing that this is more liberating for us because people understand us more because we are in a space we have more similar and common characteristics with them, and we end up feeling more restricted than ever before because of all these rules that we pass on from a generation to a generation, from a circle to a circle, from a group to a group, from an individual to an individual, and so on and so forth. For me, my whole life has been break the rules or break whatever is considered to be the rule or the common thing to do or the common thing to believe. And this is why most of my videos are so different. And it's not about me saying, huh, everybody's lying to us, because that's not the case. Everyone sees from their own perspectives. You have to figure out your own perspective. You have to figure out your own understanding, your own position on this planet, and not create, actually walk your own path of assessment of how that looks like, feels like, and is like for you. There's no rule, there's no specific way to do things right. For me, nothing has worked so far when I'm following someone else. And this is where I stopped following people and I started reflecting on myself, on my own path of how I prefer doing things for myself, what speaks to me, what makes my heart sing, how things are happening in a meaningful way for me. And this is why I'm sharing things, because I would like to have found someone like me out there guiding me or opening the path for me in the way I have found it open or I'm opening it. Okay, so be aware that we are coming into an era where there's no one size fits all, and that's true. Okay, Yes, you can take some things from me, you can take some things from someone else and use them as a trigger to awaken to your own truth. And that's what matters. You have to remember that and be in alignment with that. If someone tells you you should be doing this, instead of that, pointing a finger or saying that, yeah, but you're not entering the fifth dimension if you're still doing this in your life as a habit. That for me is not real. It's not the truth. We have a lot of things going on. We have a lot of growth that is taking place. Energies are up and down. There is a collective heaviness. There is a lot going on, and we still have to move on and create our own path and be focused, laser focused on our own energy, on our own bubble, if you wish, and with eyes on the prize so we can keep going. Whatever motivates us, whatever inspires us, we go with the flow of that and we don't stop in that space. We keep going, and that's perfect. But remember to have a filter on what you keep, what you take in, what you release, what you don't even listen. And if something stays in your mind, there's something going on there that you have to explore and entertain so you can figure out your own truth. There's something else in the background. For me, when something keeps playing in my head, I found that interesting from what someone else said, whatever that was, and it keeps playing up in my head, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, why is this happening? So there's something I don't like with this, or something I like too much without pondering around it, without examining it further. So I have to stay with that and see what is truly going on. Okay. And through that, I will go further and explore my own truth. So for me, have in the back of your mind that whatever creates more limitations, you will feel that you are shrinking and shrinking and shrinking in order to fit into somewhere or a box or something very specific that allegedly is guiding you to something better and higher of frequency. And that thing that you have allowed to shrink you and make you small and smaller and smaller will have to explode at some point so you can be your own self in your sovereignty, in your power, and expand from there and bloom from there. So whatever makes you feel small, smaller, and shrinking because you have to do this in order to get there, which resembles religions in many ways. You have to do this in order for God to love you. You have to do that in order for God to forgive you. You have to be this kind of person and always respond in kindness. And for me, at least this year, too many lessons that no, I don't have to respond in kindness when someone is rude and believes that they are honest. Okay, they are rude and disrespectful, and I have to be what exactly? If I don't embrace that part of myself, that aspect of myself that needs to talk back to that other person, who am I? I can't always be in love and light and you beating me up because you didn't have anything better to do in your life. So please remember that we have to go along with the current energy of what is going on. And I'm not saying get out there and start beating people up, okay? That's not that's not the way. But when someone doesn't treat you well enough and they don't take from words, and you see that they are in an apathy state and they keep insulting you, insulting you, insulting you with their words, with their actions, you have to step back, you have to talk back, you have to do you. You have to be in a space of claiming your sovereignty. A session is not about being, oh, everything is amazing in this planet. May light be with you, brother or sister. It's not how it works. And it will work like that later on down the line, that I can promise you. But at the time being, you have to figure out yourself. You have to figure out what respect and self respect is. You have to figure out your boundaries. You have to figure out how freedom feels like for you, what respect feels like for you in actions, in words, and use confrontation. Confront these people. and be in a space of claiming yourself back, your power back, and your right to be exactly as you are, because you are perfect exactly as you are, and whatever is an inconvenience to you, there's there more work to be done, absolutely yes, but that even inconvenience that is in your life, in yourself, is there in a perfect way placed, so you can work that inconvenience out of your system and find or create more alignment within you. That's all it is. So if you beat yourself up, if you take everyone's word for the truth, there's something wrong with your perception in that space. I'm beating you up, I'm kicking asses now. But you know what I mean. Be yourself and be okay of being yourself. Don't take everyone's words in just because they think they are a source of authority or you think you are not good enough. Whatever creates lack of is or a conditioning or a limitation. Or if I don't do this, nothing else will happen. If I don't get in the frequency that I need to be for manifesting this in my life, it will never happen. I gain a limitation that I have to become someone else, something better in order to be deserving of this that I'm trying to manifest. Forget about these rules. These don't exist. They exist only in our heads. And because we think that this is how it works, that's how we create more conditioning to ourselves. I hope this video helps. I'm not gonna be ranting because I feel I'm ranting with this video for more. You get my point. Please be yourself and be in the space of accepting yourself for who you are, even if you think that this is something you should have changed already, or you should have stopped this and that and the other thing. And then what? Who are you? Or do your nutrition habits define you? No, not at all. You define yourself, and with your beliefs, you create this definition of who you are because of your habits. No, that's not okay. That's not okay for you to do it to yourself. It's okay. mm, it's not actually. It's okay to reflect if something needs to be shifting into something better as an improvement because you want it, not because it is obligatory in order to succeed in something else, but because you want it, because you want to improve the quality of your life. And when you are ready, and if you are ready, and everything serves a purpose, and in my experience so far, a lot of things that I thought I should be changing actually were gifts in disguise for me that I wasn't aware of, that this is how it works. Okay, then I became aware and I thought I didn't think I understood that this is not something I have to remove, change, or clear from myself as a habit, as an energy, as this. It is actually a blessing that I have to embrace as that, a soul gift that I have to open up and understand it even more. And something else before I close this video, another conversation I used to have. They were asking me a couple of people about sleep patterns and if I go early to bed and if I wake up early. And I said, again, that's part of creating more conditioning and limitations in our lives in a way that is not beneficial. For me, I'm a night owl. Okay, I prefer concentrating better and more at evening hours. This is where I operate better. My brain works better. The peace and the quiet of the night is more useful to me and beneficial. And I love late mornings. And this is who I have been so far. I don't know if that's gonna change. I'm open to change if that comes to be organically. I'm okay with that. I'm okay in changing my schedule when I was working. 8 to 4, 8 to 5, 8 to 4, when I was working 9 to 2, and then again in the late afternoons. So when my schedule requires it, I will change, I will adjust. And I'm okay with adjustments like that. But when I can create my own schedule, my own program, my own way of how my day goes, I'm free to do what works better for me. Even at school, I was better concentrating and focusing at evening hours, late afternoon, evening hours, where things were feeling more settled for me. And yes, I had to wake up early in the morning, so inevitably I would sleep early in the night as well as a child. But knowing that something else works better for you, rather than taking in advice and torturing yourself of why you can't do that and why you should be doing this or why waking up 5 in the morning is better, if it works for you, perfect. That's perfect. But if you have to push yourself too much to make something to work, that is more limitations and conditionings you are creating for yourself in order to feel successful, in order to feel that you're worthy enough, good enough, and all of these things. So go with the flow, what feels right to your system, to your own body, to your own spirit, to your own soul, without pushing yourself too much to change something. And when I wanted to change things, all I did is set intentions. I want to do this, or to do less of that, or to change this habit. But I allowed myself to go all the way with the habit I used to have currently before anything else happens. I stop judging myself. I stop forcing myself in order to change things. I stopped the self torturing thoughts because it wasn't helpful at all in any way, and allowed through intentions for things to happen organically for me when I was ready, when it felt right for me, without overly trying to make something happen in an obsessive way, even sometimes. So be aware of what you're creating in yourself, in your reality, because that will be shifting everything. And this is part of the ascension process, to embrace yourself as exactly as it is, because this creates the biggest change and shift. A bit paradoxical, but through this paradoxical, ah, they stopped channeling. Okay, through this paradoxical, it doesn't come out for some reason. Affirmations of yourself, in acceptances of yourself, everything can change and shift, and believe in that because I'm pretty sure you have seen it already. I hope this video resonates with you. Let me know in the comments if you made sense, because it felt that I was venting for quite a while. Um, I know the point came through. I know what was needed to be heard was heard. And there are some seeds for further reflection in the whole video. Let me know in the comments how this resonates with you in your reality. And see you in the next video. As always, be true to yourself and be your true self. And remember, everything is energy. What you are creating with intentions, what you are creating with your life, with your thoughts, with your wishes and desires, everything is energy. It will never be lost, even if you don't see results straight away.